If you search for how to handle a narcissist, people experts will tell you to just focus on yourself and ignore them. They tell you that silence is the best revenge. And look, even I say that. And of course, silence is the best revenge. But there is a massive difference between making a narcissist stay away from you and leaving them completely, undeniably helpless. True helplessness does not come from you trying to hurt them back. I did not take revenge on my narcissistic father. I did not scream back to punish him. I simply made one fundamental change to my own existence. I did the one thing he spent his entire life programming me not to do. And the second I made that internal shift, his entire world completely shattered. Today, I am taking you inside my own family's history to show you the exact moment a narcissist becomes utterly helpless. Let's find out. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Topic is how to make a narcissist feel utterly helpless inside out. Before we dive into this deeply personal episode, if you need immediate clarity on your situation right now, I have a free 2-minute quiz down in the description that will tell you exactly if you are dealing with a narcissist or not. Click the I button above or the link in the comments to take that right now and know what you're dealing with. To understand what makes a narcissist truly helpless, you first have to understand what gives them power. A narcissist does not just want a relationship with you, they want absolute dominion. They want to play God in your universe. From the very first day, they start programming you like a machine. They install fear, they install obedience, they carefully write a script for your life where they are all powerful king or queen and you are the perfect silent slave. They build their entire reality on the dark assumption that you will never, never, ever have the guts to challenge their ultimate authority. They push you, they break your boundaries, and they abuse you because they need to see you shrink. Your fear is the oxygen they breathe. Every single time you cry, every time you beg, every time you lower your eyes and apologize just to keep the peace in the house, you are feeding the monster. You're confirming a deeply held belief that they are invincible. And I understand this is the only option left. You have to fawn or else they'll destroy you. But what happens when you suddenly decide to rip up the script knowing you can? What happens when you look them in the eye and do the exact thing they spent years training you to never do? Let me take you back to my own life to show you exactly what happens. Growing up, my father was a monster. I've talked about this in many episodes, many times. I do not use that word lightly. The abuse I endured was horrific. It was physical, it was emotional, and it was a constant heavy weight in my life. I still carry a physical scar on my face to this day as a permanent reminder of the violence I survived. For years, I felt like I could not do a single thing about it. He ruled our house with a reign of absolute terror. He demanded perfect submission from everyone. He had been raised in a way where he would never dare to raise his voice in front of his own psychopathic, narcissistic father. And he projected that exact same rigid, terrifying control onto me. He expected me to be his shadow, a terrified extension of his own ego. But there came a day when I finally had enough. My rebellion did not start with a massive dramatic revenge scheme. I did not gather weapons to destroy his life. I just stopped playing the role he assigned to me. The shift was internal. I began to set boundaries. It is easier said than done, I know. I know. But I said no, verbally and non verbally. Most of the time, it was not even a verbal argument. It was the way I stood. It was the calm, unbothered look in my eyes. It was the eye contact I made because he had programmed me to look down. He himself, he didn't make eye contact much, especially during confrontation, but I made it, and that changed the entire paradigm. It was the absolute refusal to shrink when he tried to intimidate me. I showed him the guts he had bet his entire life I did not possess. The moment I stepped out of that programming, his entire world collapsed. It was the most incredible thing I have ever witnessed. I had braced myself for a massive war, which to a certain degree it was, but what I saw instead was a total collapse. The absolute dominion he thought he held over me evaporated into thin air. Without my fare to feed him, the monster stormed. Right before my eyes, this terrifying, larger than life abuser relapsed into a scared little mouse. He was reduced to a rat trapped in a corner. All he knew how to do was scream, but the screams had absolutely zero power anymore because I was no longer afraid of the noise. When a narcissist realizes that their absolute power is completely fake, they're left utterly paralyzingly helpless. This dynamic of control and collapse runs deep, and I saw it happen again in a different part of my family. My paternal family is full of highly controlling narcissists. My father's uncle was one of the absolute worst. He still is. He was a deeply arrogant man who demanded that his entire family follow his rigid, strict rules without question. He controlled his daughter, my father's cousin, with an iron fist. He minimized her voice, suppressed her personality from the time she was a child, and expected her to follow the deeply traditional, obedient path he had laid out for her. But she did something that absolutely broke him from the inside out. She decided to destroy all of his fake family norms. When it was time for her to get married, she did not do what he demanded. I am a witness of that. She did not marry who he wanted, and she did not play the quiet, submissive role. She chose a love marriage entirely on her own terms. Can you imagine that? She threw out the rigid customs he wanted her to follow. She made her wedding as loud, as vibrant, and as colorful as humanly possible intentionally, just to give him a narcissistic entry. She simply followed her own heart and lived out loud. She knew very well she was taking a risk, and at the time, she didn't care about those ties being cut off with her family. But the ultimate blow, the exact moment that left this grand controlling narcissist completely helpless, happened during her reception. In our culture, when a bride finally leaves her family to go to the groom's house, it is expected to be a deeply emotional, tearful moment. The bride is supposed to cry. She is supposed to look sad, to be leaving her father, mother, everybody. The father is supposed to stand there feeling powerful, respected, and in charge of the moment. It is all part of the cultural script that a narcissist feeds on. But my father's cousin flipped the script entirely. I'm so happy for her. As she was leaving, she did not shed a single tear. Instead, she was laughing out loud. She was literally laughing right in his face. She looked around at the crowd and said, I'm free forever and I'm so happy. Why would I cry? What would I cry about? If I had not gotten married and escaped this, that would have been the biggest reason for me to cry. It was a masterclass in destroying a narcissist's ego. She weaponized her own joy. She used her unapologetic happiness and her total lack of fear to completely humiliate him. And what was the result, you ask? This grand, controlling uncle did not even have the courage to come outside and say goodbye to her. He hid. He was so incredibly embarrassed, so completely stripped of his power that he could not even face the crowd to bid her adieu. The grandiose mask he wore his entire life melted away, leaving him with an ash ridden face. He was humiliated, defeated, and utterly helpless, simply because she chose to be happy, vocal, and free. These stories teach us the ultimate truth about dealing with these people. You cannot make a narcissist helpless by fighting them on their own level. You cannot stoop to their level. If you argue with them, you are validating the belief that they still have power over your emotions. If you try to punish them, you are showing them that they still control your focus. The only way to leave them truly, deeply helpless is to step completely out of their cage and refuse to play the game. You have to look at the script they wrote for your life and you have to burn it to ashes. If they raised you to be quiet, use your voice. If they trained you to be afraid, you stand tall. If they expect you to leave a situation broken, crying, and begging for closure, you leave with a massive smile on your face, laughing at the fact that you're totally, finally free from their dark cloud. A narcissist is nothing more than an illusion. They're a paper dragon. They are a shadow on the wall that looks like a giant monster only because of the specific way the light is shining. When you change the lighting, when you change the energy within yourself, the monster disappears. They rely entirely on your compliance to feel strong. The exact moment you stop complying, they fall apart. They realize they're standing on a stage with no audience, shouting angry orders to a room that is completely empty. You hold so much more power than you realize. The narcissist spent years trying to convince you that you were weak, specifically because they were terrified you would one day wake up and realize how strong you actually are. They knew that if you ever found your courage, the reign of terror would be over. So do not waste your breath screaming at a mouse. Do not waste your precious tears on someone who only wants to use them as a trophy. Take your life back. Set your boundaries. Choose your unapologetic joy. Walk away from their mental prison and do not look back for a single second. When you finally leave your life entirely for yourself, unbothered and unafraid, safely though, you will leave them choking on their own irrelevance. If this episode resonated with you and you're ready to break your own programming and take your power back, make sure to take the free quiz in the description in the comments to get clarity on your journey. Trust your power, protect your peace, and I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.